This car, to me, is the greatest everyday driving road car that's been made.
It's a very big responsibility. You're sort of like nurturing this icon. It's not to be taken lightly.
The Porsche 911 Carrera, 48 years young and now in its 7th generation, 90% new, a revolution in evolution.
The styling of this car is certainly pretty different from the 997 model.
Everyone recognizes the shape of a Porsche. It's not exactly like anything else.
It's a never-ending, ongoing process to keep the car always fresh, but at the same time, it's a car that never grows old.
This new 911 is a different car, and it's the same car, which I think is brilliant.
The car is 4 inches longer in wheelbase, 2 inches longer overall.
When you look at it, you know it's from the same family. It has stayed true to the essence of what it was in its design early on.
They've kept the mass more centered so that it doesn't have the big weight transitions of the older cars.
It's better to evolve it and nurture it instead of completely reinvent it.
The 911 is one of the only cars in history that has lasted literally through generations. It's this perfect balancing of tradition and history and being at the cutting edge.
For many Porsche owners, their love affair with the 911 was ignited by their very first Porsche. That's definitely true for professional race car driver and TV and movie star Patrick Dempsey.
This car's a 1963 356 Porsche. I've had it for over 20 years. Second Porsche I had was a GT3 RS. And today, a beautiful California day, I will be test driving the new 911, which I'm very excited about. Well, it's a perfect color. Love a black car. This would be a great combination to have in my garage. The new one and then the old one. What's great about these cars and why I think they're so popular is because this is a 1963 356. And look at the silhouette. The front of the car is very similar to the new one. When you look at it, you know it's from the same family. That's the beauty of this whole brand, is it has stayed true to the essence of what it was in its design early on. It's a little longer, it's a little leaner, and it's certainly a lot meaner. I'm anxious to try it. Sort of driving through town now, real easy, not a lot of effort, but yet, if you need some power, it's right there. It's comfortable. This is a great car. It's like the perfect car for someone who is really passionate about racing and also you need a car to get to work. It's a great combination. I've always loved racing in any form. Car racing I've always loved since I was a little kid. My dad on a Friday night, he was an insurance salesman, so he'd be gone most of the week. But on Friday nights, he would bring me a Matchbox home every night. And that sort of started my love for automobiles. Now to be racing in the Rolex series and the American Le Mans series and race Le Mans and Daytona, it's like a dream come true in many ways. It's like that little kid who was getting the Matchboxes on Friday night gets to come out and play at the racetrack. And if you can't do that, I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity. But if you can't, something like a 911 gives you that feeling. You really have to follow your passion, no matter what it is. I think it's just what life is all about. I'm gonna go to sport now. So the exhaust opens up, power down's really good. Listen to the RPMs. But see that? Look at the blips right away, very nice. See that? There's no understeer at all. The car's got an amazing grip. Look at that, just a little bit of understeer mid-corner. Even with a rough road, the car is pretty predictable. Let's go to Sports Plus and see what happens. A little bit on turning to get some understeer, but still unbelievable. And this is just an incredible daily driver. Look Look at that power down. This is a blast. There you go, a little bit of oversteer there. Still cars really, look at that. Beautiful stretch of road. Oh, it just makes you feel so good when you get to drive a car this fast. It needs to be driven this fast. It loves going this fast. It's a race car for a street. Wow, it's just so much fun. The new Porsche 911. Fantastic.
With over 30,000 racing victories and counting, Porsche is the most successful race car manufacturer in history. For countless race car drivers, like Bobby and Graham Rahal, here running the Petit Le Mans, the 911 has become more than just a winning race car. It is an indelible part of their identities.
Man, that was a lot of fun. We almost won that race, actually. But from then to now, we're here in the brand new 2012 Porsche 991. Porsche and the Rahal family in racing goes way beyond me driving the RSR. It all started with my grandfather in the mid-60s. Our family always drove Porsche race cars on into my dad, and much of his success in sports car racing was always in a Porsche. He won the 1981 Daytona 24 Hours in a 935. He won the 1987 Sebring 12 Hours. And then I drove for my dad twice, 997. So it's a great opportunity for me to be here and be driving this vehicle. The car itself is much different. It's actually got a 4-inch longer wheelbase. The overall length of the car is 2 inches longer. The front track is 2 inches wider, and I think when you drive the car, you can definitely feel that. And the car's lower overall. The ceiling height is a lot lower to the ground, and I think that gives the car a much sportier and more versatile feel. We've been driving on these straight Florida roads for quite some time right outside of Palm Beach here, and as a driver, I've always wanted to take a street car and go straight onto the racetrack. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now as we enter Palm Beach International Raceway. The engine in the new 991 is still a 3.8-liter displacement in the Carrera S, but it has significantly more power, 400 horsepower, but it's also more fuel efficient, up to 15%. The car is also lighter than the 997 model, weighing in at just about 3,100 pounds. That's a power-to-weight ratio of 8-to-1, which you can definitely feel. The car accelerates very smoothly and very quickly. I'd say that the standard Carrera S seems very comparable to maybe a previous model GT3, which says quite a lot. The one thing Porsche did a fantastic job with is the exhaust note. The 3.8-liter engine just absolutely screams with the sport exhaust and the valves open. We've stopped on the front straight here at Palm Beach because you've got to try out the launch control, which we're going to do. What I've done is just push the Sport Plus button. You've got to hold the brake pedal down quite a lot and put the throttle to the floor. Let's see how it works. Definitely a quick car. It's awfully impressive. The PDK gearbox is just amazing. I've started this lap without any Sport Plus, no buttons on. And you can definitely feel right away two things. Without the switches on, the car rolls significantly more. The shifts are much smoother and much slower. I'm gonna put the sport button on now and give it a shot. The sport button definitely makes the shifts a lot crisper. I feel like the car still has a little bit more roll. Now I'm going to click it up to Sport Plus and see how that is. With Sport Plus, the shifts are clearly harder and faster. And also with Sport Plus, it stiffens up the suspension considerably, which in a track condition would be much better. The brakes on this car are fantastic. It has a monoblock front caliper with 6 pistons in it. That's certainly a lot of braking force. You know, after a couple good hard stops, I don't feel the brakes are fading at all. My dad is a huge Porsche nut, so we've got a lot of older collectible Porsches even currently. The Porsche brand is, we've had them in our family all our life, and the 911 is probably the car that we all enjoy the most. It's been a great day driving the new 2012 991 Porsche. Now it's time to go home in my own Porsche.
At Porsche, the revolution continues.